now have an opportunity for questions from the media.
Cardinal Keeler, would you please step to the podium and answer a few questions for us? Is that all right? Oh, there you go. Wonderful. Cardinal Keeler, can you talk a little bit about what this day means for you to have your resignation granted by the Pope?
Well, I'm very grateful to the Holy Father for accepting the resignation, and it's about time. That's what I
Cardinal Keeler, could you maybe walk us through some of the high points of your tenure here and maybe some of the low points as well, or the more challenging points?
Okay. Maybe I'll start with the low points. The low point was the crisis over priestly abuse of minors. The high point has been the wonderful response of our people, so many people, so many friends of the Archdiocese, to assist in Catholic school education. We have so many non-Catholics who are going to our Catholic schools, and that's because of the wonderful support that I have received through our Partners in Excellence effort. So thank you very much for that.
Cardinal Keeler, how are you feeling?
I'm feeling okay now, but I think we should ask some questions of the new Archbishop. Okay.
Archbishop O'Brien, what is going through your mind today? How excited are you to be here in Maryland and Baltimore?
It's all happened so quickly and unexpectedly. I'm still adjusting. I've got a lot to learn, but a lot of good people to learn from. And I will have a couple of months before I take over these responsibilities. Until October 1st, I am still responsible for the men and women in our armed forces. And I want to give myself as fully as possible to that ministry. But in the meantime, we will be communicating, and I think I'll settle down when I find out more about the diocese and come to grips with the opportunities that are here that I can give myself to. I don't exactly know what I'll be spending most of my time on, but the next couple of months will tell, I think.
Archbishop O'Brien, can you tell me how difficult will the transition be from military service now here to Baltimore? That's going to be a little different.
How difficult will the transition be from military service to Baltimore? I've been a civilian. I'm not in the military. I served as a chaplain way back in the 70s, and since then, at that time, when I left, I didn't think I'd ever be back connected with the military. But we live and work in Washington, and we serve the military. They're ordinary people, just like the rest of us. They are extremely generous and grateful for whatever support we can give them. And I found myself challenged and inspired to live up to their expectations. And I think I'll find that here as well. It's all about people and serving people with the love of Christ. And whether I'm a priest or a bishop, if I'm a religious or a lay person, we all have the same task, and that is to see Christ in the neighbor and to serve as Christ served us.
Archbishop O'Brien, Cardinal Keeler has been very involved in ecumenical work, particularly in the field of Catholic-Jewish relations. What message do you want to send to the Jewish community here as well as nationally, because the Cardinal has been so prominent in national Jewish affairs as well?
Well, as I say, it's going to be hard to measure up to the Cardinal's accomplishments. There's a large learning curve out there for me. In the military these last 10 years, we've worked very closely with all denominations, rabbis and ministers as well. It's part of the intrinsic to the work of our chaplains. I grew up in the Bronx in an apartment house. I think we were the only Catholics there. The rest were all Jews in the apartment house. And I remember when my father died, they virtually adopted us, the Jewish families there. So the very warm feeling that exists between Catholics and Protestants and Jews as a result of the Cardinal's efforts, and as a result of, I think, just growing together, many times being a minority, each of us, the Jewish people and ourselves, have sometimes had to be seen as a minority group and kind of prove ourselves. So I think we identify a lot, and I will do everything I can to come to know and serve my brothers and sisters of the Jewish faith and Jewish community.
Archbishop O'Brien, how has being with military services prepared you for Baltimore?
How has the military archdiocese prepared me for Baltimore? Well, as I say, I was a civilian, I am a civilian. I have never lost my contact with the civilian community. The laity I serve in the military are just like the laity that will be here. But I just have been inspired by the example the military has given me, by the sense of self-sacrifice and dedication. And I hope I can bring that inspiration to this work. And I'm sure I'll find similar examples of being lifted up by the goodness of people and the generosity of people here in the Archdiocese.
Cardinal Keeler, I'm sorry, I have a quick question for you. You've been here quite some time in Baltimore. What's the best advice you could give to the Archbishop as he starts this new journey?
Well, I think he's wonderfully prepared. And just to listen to the people that are around him, and to listen to the people in the pews. And that's a wonderful, priceless kind of activity. So,
Cardinal Keeler, how are you planning to spend your retirement?
well, I'm not fully retired. This basilica has got some things that we want to do with it yet. And I think the Archbishop is open to my continuing to work with the Basilica board and trust. And I saw Mike Ruck here earlier. Mike, put your hand up. There he is. Mike Ruck is the chair of the Basilica Trust. And he was on hand early today to be sure that that particular aspect of our operations would not be overlooked.
Cardinal Keeler, is there anything that you would have liked to have done differently, or something that you didn't get accomplished? I know you're not going to be official until October 1st, but anything in the last years as Archbishop?
Well, every time we make an examination of conscience, we find some failing, some failure. And I know before the Lord that someday I'm going to have to answer for failings. So, but on the whole, I'm very grateful for the experiences that I have had here and for the opportunities. So I don't really know that I want to say anything more. Thank you very much.